introduce us, man.
Well, I want to introduce it.
I want to introduce it too, man, because you know my show is coming up. You have your show. You're established. All right, what you got?
All right, okay.
Soccer. You keep a soccer viewpoint on it?
You know I do. All right, you call it.
All right, tails.
Heads.
All right. Go ahead, my friend.
Today, we're at Jeppy's Entertainment Museum in downtown Baltimore. We got a really great show for you. If you like comic books, then this is someplace you want to be, because Jeppy's Entertainment Museum has got it all. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. And we're still here in Jeppy's Entertainment Museum. Man, I tell you what, I'm excited.
I have a geekgasm going on. It's gonna
just look at this stuff. Look at this stuff back here. Look at this stuff all over.
Oh yeah, and did you see with the Avengers release that they highlighted
special
some of the
Avengers
books coming out, and then the Batman Dark Knight Rises film coming. This place is just amazing.
How about that?
I saw the Son of Demon, the first appearance of Bane. They have all the first appearances.
There's a bunch of first issues over there. That's what that whole case is. But did you see the Prestige case at the front?
Oh, I know.
They've got to be at least $3 million worth of comic books in that case.
And the Big Little books. I remember my dad, he actually was a long distance driver at one point, and he transported the furniture of one of the creators. I think it was Buck Rogers. And he actually gave my dad one of the Big Little books. And I still have it to this day, and it's one of my treasured pieces in my comics collection. But they have all of them here. They have so many key books here. It's just amazing.
Well, I mean, not only that, but the pulps. Yes. I mean, all the various first editions, and this is just in this room.
Oh, I know. And we're sitting in front of original art for the Price Guys, the Overstreet Price Guys. I'm looking at a Perez Teen Titans piece right in front of me, a Thor piece, Justice Society of America piece, by my friend John K. Snyder, great guy. He has this Hulk piece here and this Justice Society piece. It's just amazing, just the history.
The mind reels, and this is the perfect time to be here.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, this is what would you call it? A golden age of geekdom.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more fans out there. Being a geek is being an okay and a cool thing now.
Well, exactly.
My wife,
mainstream.
The Big Bang Theory, with all those geeks, she's now. By virtue of watching that show, a geek, well, by virtue of her husband who's a super geek. It's becoming acceptable.
Was she a geek when you married her? Because mine wasn't really. I mean, she liked fantasy and science fiction and literature, this kind of thing. But, you know, it was really when I brought her along with Babylon 5 that she kind of got there. She still won't dress up in the costumes.
You turned your wife into a geek?
Well, more precisely, she was kind of geeky when I met her, but yeah, I sort of refined it, I guess you'd say. I mean, you know, we focused, you know, on like comic book and sci-fi geekdom more than anything. Because she was truly a mundane, you know, basically.
My wife was a real theater person, being she was an actress as well, and when she likes to say she didn't know about any of the comic book stuff when we were dating, and then not until we were married that I sprung it on her. She didn't know there was this full-fledged costume player geek buried inside, and she actually, when we went to see Punisher, she was like, Amazing Spider-Man 129, right? That's my girl right there. That's the first appearance of Punisher.
Which Punisher, though, did you go see? Was this the
this was the
Thomas Jane?
Yeah, the Thomas Jane one. She didn't see the
Warzone. That wasn't bad. Okay.
Not bad.
Well, the Warzone was pretty good with the guy who had been in that cable thing.
Yes.
Roll. There was the guy from that.
Yes.
That wasn't bad. I thought that was the best Punisher that they've had so far.
I'll agree with you on that one.
I mean,
he looked the part.
Yeah. Do you remember that one that Dolph Lundgren had back in the day?
I do, and that to me wasn't Punisher, but it is what it is. Just like the G.I. Joe I was a big G.I. Joe comic book fan, the Marvel Comics, G.I. Joe stuff, and I'm now getting into the IDW stuff because they're bringing back Larry Hama, the guy that to me was the guy that created, and I met Larry Hama, great guy.
Herb Trimpe is really the G.I. Joe guy.
That too.
I was talking to him in the DC comics.
It was Herb and Larry.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah. That's true. But I tell you what, though, my young friend, down that hall is the G.I. Joe I knew. He's 12 inches tall. You know, he's got like the kung fu grip and a lifelike hair and beard.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that was G.I. Joe that I knew. In fact, you know, I just saw that movie on USA because I didn't go to see it in the movies.
Oh, really?
I kept waiting for it to come on cable. It never came on cable.
Well, to me, it's not G.I. Joe. They have the characters, they move and shake like G.I. Joe, they dress like G.I. Joe, they call them G.I. Joe, but to me, I like it as an action film and the retaliation that's coming out. But come on, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Simone guy is Roadblock. And that wasn't Roadblock to me. It was this guy from New Orleans. You know, that's Roadblock. This guy is a Simone guy. Here's the black guy. From
Artistic license. It's called artistic.
It looks
license.
great, looks beautiful. I'm gonna check it out, but I can't call it G.I. Joe for me. Because as an actor and filmmaker and as a writer, I actually wanted to be the guy that brought G.I. Joe to the screen and do it right. So I'm a little bitter.
I know what you mean. Well, but I tell you what though, the big movie right now is The Avengers. I mean, and who would have guessed at the incredible theatrical success of this movie? $200 million domestically in less than a week. You know, the thing has made over $1 billion worldwide at this point.
I don't marvel at it because I think it was bound to happen, and the people involved believe in the material. From Jon Favreau with the Iron Man franchise, who really believed in it, and then getting Joss Whedon involved, and just all the selections that they've done, the people that they've gotten involved. If they did it right and got the right people involved, which they did, it was going to be a success. So to me, people marveling at it, pun intended, marvel. To me, if you've done it right, you're going to get this kind of success. And if they continue to do it, which I have faith that they will, it's going to be a long-going success and hopefully be a renaissance for us as comic book fans to get great material, for the fans to get that, new fans to come along. Now it's just time for DC to get their butts in gear and give us the Justice League movie.
I'll tell you something, DC should be ashamed of themselves that they let Marvel come out with this movie before they got a Justice League movie.
That is true.
I can remember sitting in the theater back in 1978 watching Chris Reeve in Superman the movie, and what do? They follow that up with a endless string of Superman sequels. I went to a convention in 1980 in New York. They were passing out these buttons. They said 1980, the year of the Batman. It took them 9 years to get Batman out. And then what do? They go into an endless string of sequels for the Batman movies. I was talking to somebody just the other day. I said, they just need to release a Justice League movie. They said, oh no, they need to adhere to the Marvel formula. They need individual movies. I said, no you don't, because Superman and Batman, everybody knows Superman and Batman. There's institutional memory in the public about Wonder Woman from the Linda Carter TV series. They did The Flash back in 1991 as a TV series. John Wesley Shipp, that's right. And you just had a Green Lantern movie last year. What do you need? You know, you put these 5 in a freaking movie and you release the thing tomorrow.
Have you seen the Arrow trailer? They're even doing the Green Arrow on, I think, CW, but the Green Arrow trailer is coming out.
I heard that was dead. No, it's bad.
Well, the trailer's out on YouTube. I actually just posted it on my Facebook.
Oh, really?
But
I'm going to have to check your Facebook out.
It looks good. They started off with the Green Arrow Year 1. I don't know if you took a look at that graphic novel.
I am definitely familiar.
A nice little piece, and it looked like they're starting it off with that and then going into the character. But exactly, you're right. They don't need to bring all these other films, although I want to see those other films.
But I want to see them, but
just do it.
Delays getting Justice League. I mean, because I don't know about you. I mean, I'm a big Marvel guy, have been for a number of years. I love the Avengers. I love Iron Man. Iron Man is my favorite superhero, but there is a primacy in my heart for Superman and Batman. I feel like the Justice League of America, I mean, the Avengers, they're a great super team, but the Justice League of America, that was the premier super team. These are the guys you want to see. I can
relate with the Avengers. I've always been a Marvel guy. I'm part of the Merry Marvel Marching Society. But it's like the gods. There's like the superheroes, the cops, the Avengers, you can relate with them because they're set in New York City and Chicago and all that. But then here's like the gods of Superman, Batman, in these amazing cities of Metropolis and Gotham cities. They're it's a different level,
Exactly. And the history. I mean, you got 50 years of history with Marvel Comics. There's like 70, 80 years with DC. I mean, I think that Superman, did you know that the Superman S is the most widely recognized symbol on Earth. More people know the Superman S than the Nike swoosh, than the McDonald's golden arches, you know, than the Mickey Mouse ears. I mean, this is, you take the Superman S to China and you show it to them, and people are going to be like, oh, look up in the sky. You know?
I think that's also the most tatted tattoo. I remember because I'm starting to get a little bit more into ink. I have a little bit of ink myself. That the S tattoo.
You got an S tattoo?
I don't have an S tattoo. Shaquille O'Neal has an S tattoo.
I saw that he has an S tattoo.
And he was steel.
But we won't go into steel. Yeah, let's not at all.
But oh yeah, just this museum. If you ever get a chance, check out the Geppies Entertainment Museum. We're loving our time here.
Hey, but you know, we got to go to a break, and so you stay right where you are. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
I'm nuts about downtown Baltimore's West Side. Hello, I'm John Waters, and I'm proud to say that Baltimore has always been my home. It's the inspiration behind all my films, including Hairspray, Crybaby, Serial Mom, and A Dirty Shame. Infectious, fashionable, full of vim and Baltimore vigor, I walk the West Side streets these days in amazement at what it's become. I'm nuts about downtown Baltimore's West Side. You will be, too.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. This is just an amazing museum.
I know, I'd pay them. In fact, Steve Jeppy, if you're listening, I'll pay you. Let me work here, hire me.
We're ready. So, before we go, some of the new releases, you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
AVX. Oh, what do you think? Round 4 just came out.
You know,
how are you feeling?
I'm very disappointed in
you
this.
Are?
Yes, I am. You know, I mean, I'm tired of these endless crossovers. And Avengers versus X-Men. But the Avengers should wipe the place with the X-Men. And, you know, in fact, weren't you just saying a few minutes ago about how, you know, who are some of these people? I can't keep the frickin' roster straight.
That is true. I'm an Avengers guy. I am pulling for them in this whole crossover. But I will say it's got me intrigued about Hope and why they're fighting. They're fighting over this character by the name of Hope Summers.
I know, which doesn't make a bit of sense, you know.
So I'm a little intrigued, but I can't recognize the X-Men. I don't even know all the people that are making up their team. So, so AVX, I'm feeling it because it's making me want to pick up some of the other titles, and it's just cool to see. So that's why I'm all about it. What other titles?
Well, let's go with the DC because they've got this whole new 52.
Yes.
Have you read any of that stuff?
I have all of the number ones. I actually
You went 52 number ones.
Yes, I actually went to the comic book store, ordered online to Midtown Comics. I just had to pick them up because it was such a buildup of an event.
They're never going to be worth anything. They're never going to be worth anything. They've got like 50 million printings of all those things.
That is true. That is true. But I'm loving it. I read the Superman. I read Batman. The Titans.
Batman's a real
Justice League.
You know, have you been reading this Night of the Owls thing that they've been doing with Batman?
I didn't pick up the new Night of the Owl. It just came out this recent week.
Pick those up. They've got a crazy crossover.
Yes.
Another one of these endless crossovers, but it's going between all the Bat books. And these owls, if you thought Gotham was Batman City, think again, you know?
Well, I gotta say, we all know Batman. Batman's popular, but I gotta say, what I'm astounded by, from when I saw the creative team, I was like, okay, they're gonna really rock it. Ivan Rice, Jeff Johns, Aquaman. The coolest Aquaman I've ever seen in my life.
Can you imagine? Aquaman is actually cool.
So
He's
cool.
actually cool.
And that's what I'm saying. Who would have thought Aquaman being so cool in the illustrations, the story? I only read issue 1, and I'm just geeking off of issue 1, but I've seen the covers to 2 through 8. I actually ordered through eBay 2 through 8, so I have them coming along with the variants. I'm a big
That's one of the
on
best
that.
ones.
It's just looking amazing.
And Swamp Thing. If you haven't checked those out.
The artwork on those are phenomenal as well.
Well, the story too. I mean, apparently.
Who's writing? I think I want to say I did recall. I can't remember right now.
You know,
I put it on the spot.
Only because I'm talking about how great they are, but I'm not reading either one of them. You know, it's like, yeah. But I'm told that it's tremendous. In fact, you know, we did a show on that. You know, New 52, and then the guys were talking about how fantastic Animal Man in particular, and then Swamp Thing. But Aquaman was another one they mentioned. You know, big disappointment with that was Justice League.
Really? Actually, that's what I was just getting ready to bring up.
Oh, really?
Did you read the? So you have you?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I didn't have a problem with that, but the thing is, you're going to bring in Darkseid as a villain, and then he basically stands around for a couple of issues. I am Darkseid. I will kill you. And, oh, it's Darkseid. Oh, we got to fight him. And nothing happened. I mean, that was 6 issues of the thing, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
And when I read it, finally, I read it all in one sitting. I read 1 through 8 or 1 through 9 in one sitting instead of separately.
Right.
And if I were to have read it separately, month after month,
then you
I would have been pissed.
more, yeah.
Because
That's what I'm saying.
I can see your point. It was kind of senseless, but it was cool seeing it all come together. And that, to me, is what their intention was. Here's the new 52. Here's these new characters. We're revamping them. We're redoing the origins. So here's how they're coming together. So if I was a new reader, I think I would have enjoyed it. And I'm enjoying it, seeing it reintroduced to me.
Yeah, very well drawn. Jim Lee stuff. It's like
phenomenal artist. Oh yeah. One of the things I'm really geeking about that were contained within the Justice League, and we discussed it during this show, Captain Marvel, and how they're reintroducing Captain Marvel in the new 52.
Oh yeah, yeah.
As a backup, they were doing that in the backups of I think 5 through now.
Well, but isn't that the new Captain Marvel? Because you remember, the Captain Marvel that we all knew and loved, he's tied to the Rock of Eternity. He took the role of Shazam the Wizard, and it's actually Captain Marvel Jr. who has sort of ascended to the role of Captain Marvel and gotten the Marvel powers.
True.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Departure from Billy Batson, but
True. It is Batson though. But yeah.
Well, he was his brother though.
Okay.
This is.
I guess I have to brush up right now because I'm not recollecting it all.
Yeah. Excuse me. Actually, Freddie Freeman was Captain Marvel Jr.
Okay.
Was Mary Marvel was his sister.
They do have Batson. Batson's in there. The Mary character's in there, and I love how it's multicultural with this new family, the Marvel family. It's 2 parents that are I don't know if they're Marvel, but they're adopting all these kids and they're making up. It's a great way to reintroduce the mythos and see how the old establishment stuff is and how they're kind of revitalizing it. I'm enjoying it. And Gene Ha is an amazing artist.
Absolutely.
Who's illustrating that back up. I'm geeking over it. And having stepped away from comic books for a little bit because I am a filmmaker as well, getting back into it, they got me. So, with you still reading it and me coming back and forth, I think they're doing a good job.
I've been in and out. But we gotta go.
We gotta go.
I know.
Till next
who's
time.
Who's gonna close the show out?
Let's flip that coin. You got a second to a coin?
All right. Yep, all right. Call it.
Heads.
It's tails. I'm winning all of them. Thanks for being with us on I'm closing. Thanks for being with us on 2 Guys and a Comic Book. Be sure to be here next time because we're going to have some great stuff for you then too.
Next time, guys.
Yeah, you got the last word.